All right, so this question says a computer is sold for a certain price and its value then changes exponentially over time. The graph describes the computer's value in dollars since 2014 in years. So where's the graph? All right, let's look back at it. What do we recognize? So here's the graph. We can see that it's curving downward. The initial value is going to be at 500, which we're going to need for our equation. And then we also want to consider the growth factor. So when you look at the growth factor from this graph, how is it changing? It's going from 500 to 250, and then from 250 to 125. So it's being multiplied by 1/2. All right, so we can see that that is 1/2 of what it was initially. So we have that information, which means we can then go ahead to get an equation that models the situation. So the initial value was 500, the growth factor was 0.5, and the equation is modeled by y is equal to 500 times 0.5 raised to the x. They asked us about the value of the computer in 2010, and 2010 just happens to be 4 years before 2014, because this was the value in 2014. So this is 2014, which is going to be an important piece of information. So when we think about it, 2010 happens to be 4 years before 2014, and since it's before the initial value of the computer was taken, it's going to be a -4 in this case. And what we would do, we're going to plug it into our equation, so the x is replaced with -4. What do negative exponents mean? As we have been saying before, a negative exponent is a reciprocal of or a number, which is we're going to do the inverse, or we're flipping it. So this 0.5 is the same as 5.5 over 1, which then becomes 1 divided by 0.5. And when you do that, you take 1 and you kill a calculator and you divide it by 0.5, that's going to be equal to 2. So this is raised to the positive power. This is the same as 2 raised to the 4th power. Okay, so this will become y is equal to 500 times 2 to the 4th power, and we know we're going to multiply that 2 by itself 4 times, so that's 500 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, and 2 to the 4th power is 16, so that is y is equal to 500 times 16, which is equal to $4,000. So what that means is that the cost of the computer in the year 2010, before it was devaluing from that initial value, was $4,000.